Time for an update on the tropics, and we've got more action to talk about this morning. You know, we've already had Arlene much earlier in the season. Then we had Bret. That's the active tropical storm right now headed towards the Caribbean. I'll show you the latest on that. Question is, will we see Cindy develop later today? There's a chance, and the reason why, we have a new tropical depression, number 4. Now we're looking across the tropical Atlantic basin here, and you can see this is Bret. This is tropical depression number 4. This system right here, which is moving along, you can see a little bit of venting. It looks like it's getting better organized. There's another cluster of disorganized storms here. We'll want to keep an eye to that one too. But these are the two systems that the Hurricane Center is currently putting out information with the forecast tracks. These are the two that have been identified as organized systems. So we're going to get into this. We'll start with Bret. And again, look at the venting. Look at how this thing is really, you see some of those high, thin clouds kind of spiraling out in a clockwise fashion there. Okay, a sign that this thing's getting better organized. We've got convection or storminess near the center of this thing. And again, it's holding its own right now as a strong tropical storm. Let's give you the track on this. Currently at the 5 o'clock update this morning, moving west at 15, and its movement is going to continue westward. Maximum wind 70 with gusts to 85 miles per hour. It is forecast to move across the Lesser Antilles, cutting into the central part of the Caribbean, south of Hispaniola. On this track, eventually it is likely to encounter less hospitable environment. What I mean by that, there's going to be some winds kind of blowing across the Caribbean that should weaken the system as it moves south of Hispaniola. So again, it comes into the Caribbean, crosses the islands here as a very strong tropical storm. Then as it moves and encounters some of that wind shear, it should weaken. By Saturday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the Hurricane Center has it forecast as a minimal tropical storm with winds of 45 miles per hour. We'll see how that plays out. The other area is this tropical depression. This is number 4. Movement this morning is west at 12 miles per hour. This thing is still almost 1,400 miles from the Lesser Antilles. So this thing a long way out there. Plenty of time to watch it. Its maximum winds 35, gusting to 45 miles per hour. Now it is forecast to strengthen a little bit, eventually getting winds to about 60 miles per hour or so. So a healthy tropical storm moving to the northwest. Here's Norfolk right here. Here's Cape Hatteras. So you're going, okay, does this thing just barrel into our area? Well, if you believe the longer range models, and we have pretty good confidence in those right now, it will not make it to the coast. Now, things could change, but right now, the European model has this thing kind of absorbed and disrupted by a frontal boundary that'll be off the coast. And again, being that high up, it would likely just kind of get eaten up or blown apart by that front. The GFS, the U.S. global model, carries this thing out farther, a little closer to us, but then turns it to the north again with another front coming out. So neither of those long-term or longer range models bring it into Hampton Roads. But I got to tell you, so much can change over the next 7 to 10 days that you want to keep checking back with us. And we'll let you know if anything with this forecast changes. Again, it's too early to know for sure, but both of those medium range global models that take it out another 3-4 days from here do turn it and kind of absorb it. So that's good news for our area. Again, we'll need to watch it. Now, you might be wondering, why do we have these systems so numerous out across the Atlantic? We get the Cape Verde hurricane seasons where we get low pressure coming off the coast of Africa, and these systems spin up. This typically happens in August or sometimes September when these waters are warm. This year, the water is very warm very early, and we're getting those systems popping up across the Atlantic. So we'll need to watch that. Again, water temperatures very warm, so plenty of energy for these systems to draw on. You notice our coastal waters a little bit cooler. Right now, Virginia Beach at the coast, it's 69 degrees. That's really too cool to support tropical development. Now, a system can come in, but the bottom line is it is cooler, and that will weaken systems. But right now, this water where these hurricanes are operating over, they are the tropical systems, not hurricanes, tropical storm and that tropical depression. It's warm enough to support more growth. So we're going to continue to watch that, and we'll let you know how things develop. Stay tuned to 13 News Now, and we'll keep you updated.